There's a war going on, the books can't escape from the team. Cold the morning steam, it's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott, running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, a pleasant good morning to you coming from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Sunday, April 13th. It's the final day of the regular season in the NBA, and we will cover the 5 games that mean something here on Sunday, and also we'll cover the 5 games that mean something in the NHL. Yeah, we've got a much bigger card than that, but hey, if your game doesn't have an impact in the playoff chase, I don't want to hear from you. You let me know if you need any other games covered. We'll cover the big games today in the NBA and NHL. We'll look at all 15 games in Major League Baseball. We'll shorten down the show a little bit here. Not all the games mean anything, especially in the Eastern Conference. Hey, sleep in, do what you want. There ain't anything going on in the Eastern Conference. It's all in the West, and the way the format shakes out, all the games, are grouped together here on the final day of the season, so they can't kind of one-up one another here for the final games of the season. So all those West Coast games begin at 3:40 Eastern and 12:40 Pacific on the final day of the season in the NBA. Get ready for the play-in tournaments, and also almost finished here in the NHL, but also those games running a little bit thin today. We'll even, there's some teams that are going to the playoffs. Certainly we won't preview their games today. I'm not going to bother with it here. There'll be a lot of people resting in some of these situations with some of the teams and matchups already determined in the NBA and NHL. We'll talk about them and get you started on your day. Let me say hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys were here last night for the slugfest between featherweights, and Volk is back on top of the division with the win over Diego Lopez. Unanimous decision there last night as Volkanovski wins that slugfest over Diego Lopez here with our coverage last night of UFC 314. Great job by the guys last night. A lot of great winners last night for the guys here on the show. Hey, I might have had a few winners yesterday if anybody was checking me out there. I think the guys are giving me a hard time. Maybe they didn't subscribe to my card last night. I went 11-2 on the UFC card. Yeah, it was a bit chalky, but that's the way it rolled with the action. You can only pick who wins, and we didn't mix in Dan Ige there in an upset, and I had Krylov there as a loser, and I had Pitbull yesterday as that loser as well. But all the others we won. We had Patty by decision, and we did nail a couple. I was on with Jeff and the guys. They turned me on to it with Tulio, that second round knockout. So we were able to nail that one there. We had Mudahari there with the decision. We had Olajasic by knockout there, so we were able to get that done. We had Jandaroba also by decision there yesterday. So good card here. No complaints, 11-2 on my UFC card, thanks to the subscribers there yesterday at Winnable with me there picking up those wins. So hello, everyone in the chat. Let's say hello to the chat All-Stars here today and see who's going to grace us with it. And we've got a goal here by Liverpool. We've already seen a goal by Wolves as well here. And I've got Osasuna over Girona as well. So we're underway in soccer, and it's a big day in golf. Who's going to win the Masters today? If you go by history, it's one of two men, pretty much, at Augusta. So look, maybe someone will make a move. Maybe we'll get something out of the norm here. But if you look at history right now, with a 2-stroke lead for Rory over DeChambeau, and then 2 strokes over Connors, it's really just one of two men that are going to win the Masters, and that'd be Rory McIlroy or Bryson DeChambeau. That's what history would say. When you got a lead like this, 66 of 88 winners come from this type of format with this type of separation into the last round. So maybe Connors can get something. Maybe one of these other golfers could come up with an historic rally on Sunday. But right now, look, that gives you a chance, if you still aren't involved in the tournament, make a choice here. And hey, you got it. Rory's been doing great. But if Bryson, at plus 240, not saying that he's going to win, but 2 strokes, he could make that up certainly in just a couple of holes and flip the tide. And even if Rory comes back, you could always come back on Rory and get that plus money. So, look, I don't know. Maybe you think Rory will do it. He's got the 2-stroke lead, trying for that career Grand Slam. But Bryson is plus 240 or so. Let me know what your odds are. Say hello to a few more folks here. Cash Kane, ready to go. Kiadra is here today. Thank you, Kiadra. Joe W. is ready to go. Thomas Lewis is here. Good morning. Like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing YouTube channel here, sports betting YouTube channel. There is steam to talk about right now here with one of the big games in Major League Baseball tonight. The Cubs and the Dodgers are taking the steam to the under here right now as we get ready for our coverage of the show. But the Dodgers, they were 9, and now we're seeing it go down to 9 under 20. I imagine this one, maybe it'll go to 8.5 here tonight with Colin Ray and Tyler Glass now, but we're seeing some steam to the under here with the Cubs and the Dodgers. All right. Futon Bets, hello, good morning. Justin is here as well. Zoe Faye, congrats. Hey, Zoe was doing a great job there last night. Had some good picks there. Congratulations on those picks. And Thomas, I think, is talking to me. I don't know. I got my Sports Money shirt on here. So Zoe says, I don't know who's trying to win today. Well, that's what I'm here for, I think. And who else was here today? Ixniz is here. Like, great job by them last night with their show in the UFC. Jim Duiger as well here. Old E, hello. It ran a little late there, he said last night. How about the president was there with his family? He didn't shake. He didn't shake Cheryl Hines' hand there. Charles Sharp is here as well. And Nuke is here. He likes Rory. He's got him a little bit of pre-flop action there for Rory. I'm alive here with Bryson as my number one golfer here. And again, like I said, I do have out of that group, like I said, I think it's one of two guys here, but I do have some of these. I have Ludwig Berg there pre-flop, and we went with Shane Lowry on our picks as well. So we got some of these outside guys, but it really doesn't feel like they're going to make them up. It's a two-man race if history is correct. Terrell is here as well, and Blue Lotto Dee Dotto Die is here today. All right, and we'll get set here with some of our action and recap from last night. Like I said, great job by the guys with some of their plays on the show with the UFC last night. You had Sub started off with Cornell and her win, and also they came through a little bit as well there. They had Tulio with that second round knockout. They had the winner. They both had the winner in the Sumadeji fight and Olajasic as well. So plenty of winners from the guys. Sub had Jandroba as well there. So great job by the crew. And Sub had Volkanovski last night as well. And both the sports betting brothers had Patty in his victory. So hopefully you guys are able to ride with the guys a little bit and get those winners going. All right. Hey, everyone. You can get my best plays today over at winnable.com. It's going to be a big day of sports betting here with Major League Baseball, NBA, NHL. Who is going to try and who needs to win today? Like I said, we've only previewing 5 games in the NBA and NHL because, hey, those are the ones that matter here. So we've kind of narrowed it down a little bit with our coverage here today of the major sports. So, hey, join me over at winnable.com/Ramon and pick up my sports money premium packages for today. I'll send out a couple of packages here for the action on Sunday. So use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those premium pick packages for today. And there we go. There's how you get a hold of me on Winnable. Like I said, I'm here with you every day for a couple of hours and can't be with you the whole day. So if you want more plays as I see fit, then get those plays over at winnable.com for just 56 cents a day when you use the promo code STEAM at checkout. I'll save you 20%. And again, got a few dozen of you subscribing, so hey, doesn't make a lot of money here, but thanks to everyone. Hey, and thanks. I don't want to shout out or call anybody out, but thanks for some donos last night. I think maybe some of you guys watching sent me some pizza money last night through the apps. So really appreciate that. Maybe it was for that UFC. I don't know. 11-2. I thought that's pretty good. We won all 8 fights on the undercard, on the preliminary card. We were hot until we got a couple of L's in there. Like I said, we tried a couple underdogs. We did score with Danny Gay. All right, I think we're kind of getting ready here to go with our show, but I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the games here yesterday. Let me review some of the action in Major League Baseball. Of course, we know the NBA took the day off, but what were some of the exciting games last night? How about Milwaukee and Arizona? Diamondbacks scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 9th for a dramatic victory, 5-4. For those of you watching last night, Chad Patrick was pretty good, but they pulled him, of course, because that's what analytics tell you to do. And I don't know, maybe he could have went a little bit deeper. He was dominating there, but that was only in like the 5th inning. Still, we did have the winner here on the show under. Probably everyone got under 9.5. I know it went down to 9 there a little bit for some, but in the morning we had it right there, I believe, right? Ellie De La Cruz grand slam on Ellie De La Cruz bobblehead day. That's how you do it. And Cincinnati won for us here on the show. We also had a premium pick on the under in that one. Atlanta with the win yesterday over Tampa Bay, 5-4. Tampa Bay led early, but Michael Harris hit a 2-run home run for the Braves late, and they won on the road. We had him here on the show with Smith Shawver, but he gets sent down to the minors after the game. So good job, AJ. Got the Braves there, well, at the beginning of the game anyway, did okay. And he got sent down to the minors, I think, today. Might have been, it's just a numbers game, though, I think, with Smith Shawver here. The A's beat the Mets. Who saw it coming here yesterday in that win? 3-2-1 with the action here on Saturday as Jacob Wilson looking good here for the A's. How about him? And the Athletics get the win there yesterday over the Mets. Angels over the Astros 4-1. Tyler Anderson looked really good there. We did have the under here on the show. You guys had the under. Team Steam consensus there yesterday as the Angels bounced back, got the win. Astros had their chances but couldn't get it done, and the Angels are still 9-5, so they got it done. Orioles over the Blue Jays 5-4. Toronto led 3-0 in the fifth. Santander home run for his new team against his old team, Baltimore. Bunch of double plays in that game, 5 double plays in the game. Phillies over the Cardinals 4-1 with Christopher Sanchez allowing just 1 run in 6 innings there yesterday. Team Steam had winner here in the afternoon action with Philadelphia over St. Louis yesterday. You guys had it, Team Steam consensus, although Minnesota cost us our consensus parlay yesterday. Also, I had Miami here on the show over Washington with Sandy Alcantara on the mound. We also had a winner with the Padres on the run line. Who has the best record in Major League Baseball? Let me hear you, Padres fans. Me. Padres, best record in baseball right now after that win. They covered the run line as well in a 2-0 victory over Colorado on late night. We had Seattle over Texas yesterday. All right, on the ice, we did have some winners here. Philadelphia over the Islanders. We had Philly yesterday. We also had Columbus here over Washington. You guys had the winner with the LA Kings. I feel embarrassed as I tried to talk a bunch of stuff there. I'm the Kings fan, but I took Colorado. You guys had the Kings. Great job. Also, I had the winner on the puck line here yesterday with Buffalo over Florida, and we had a winner with the total over Winnipeg and Chicago. I had Utah over Dallas yesterday here on the show as a big underdog. Also, we had Minnesota over Vancouver late night. How about Frozen 4? You guys had the winner with Western Michigan there yesterday in the chat. Great job coming through with that one. So exciting day of sports betting. Okay day for sure. All right. And let's go back to the chat. Maybe get the show started here for Sunday. Should be a lot of fun. We'll start with baseball, but we definitely have to go over those situations that you talk. Ipswich 2-0 here at home over Chelsea here. All right. And I think that might be it from the chat. Mook is here, says like it and smash it. Let's get it going. All right. Let's start in the major leagues here today with the Blue Jays taking on the Orioles here. Again, this series kind of been pushed back a little bit. So we got Barrios and Povich. These pitchers were originally scheduled to go yesterday before the rain on the other day pushed this one back to Sunday, kind of, I think, here in this one. So let's see what you guys have here on Sunday afternoon. Let me get everything rolling here a little bit and get to the previews and picks for me here today. All right, here we go with Toronto and Baltimore. Hey, we saw yesterday it was 5-4. The Orioles got the win for the first result of the series. We now narrowed this one down a little bit here with our one rain out. So the back here today in this one with Barrios here going for Toronto. He's 1-1 with a 4.58 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, and 270 batting average against. For Cade Povich, the left-hander, he's 0-1 coming in with a 3.48 ERA, 1.83 the WHIP, and a 378 batting average against. Some kind of gaudy numbers here, a little bit anyway, for Povich. He's got a 500 BABIP so far in 2 starts here. So we'll see what happens today. Let's get your comments and picks here in Major League Baseball. We'll go over all 15 games in the major leagues. And then, like I said, we narrowed it down to the 5 games that mean something here, it feels like, today. So let's get to your plays in the chat so far. Man, you look at what's been happening with Toronto. They are 1-7 to the under as an underdog here on the road so far. Baltimore, an over team for sure. They're 4-1 to the over as a favorite. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over here, but we'll see. Toronto definitely big time under team so far this season. So they're allowing just 3.6 runs per game, but averaging just 3.7 runs per game. Let's go to the chat and start the picks off from you guys and see how we're going to roll today. And Fernando talking action on the pitch here. Here's Toronto for Thomas, and also here is Blue on the Blue Jays. Cash Kane on the Blue Jays here. It's all Blue Jays so far. Justin's on the Blue Jays. Thomas has seen enough. Blue Jays, a consensus play. You better be right, because I'm going to roll with the chat here in this one. If you guys are going to take them, I'll just take them as well here today. I'm gonna roll with the chat actually here in this one. All right, let's see. Oh, a few more though. We got Adley here with his total bases over. I believe he has some pretty good numbers here, if I'm not mistaken. In this matchup, James Parham. Good morning. Hello. Kiadra here, Toronto. It's all Toronto. I mean, look at this. Okay. Zoe says Orioles can't win 2 in a row. That's their problem here. All right. Let's get the next one going. I'll just roll with Team Steam consensus. You guys are pretty confident in that one for a game that Boston. What did I have the price at there? $1.35? Yeah, it's about $1.35, and the total 8.5. Definitely a bit of a move though here. It feels like to the under. I have over favored there, but maybe it's under now. Maybe under at -115 is the most accurate consensus line. Okay. Next up, we got the Giants taking on the Yankees here in the 3rd game of the series, and you've got the Yankees favored here, $1.30, maybe $1.20 right now, and the total here is 7.5 over for the most part right now. I'd say the Yankees are down to $1.20 with Carlos Rodon on the mound, and the total here 7.5. Juice to the over a little bit, but it's definitely been going a little bit down. Moving down here on Sunday has been this total here in this one. Oh, pardon me, you guys. Let's go over the numbers here with these and see what you're going to have in this one with the Giants. And Logan Webb going here. He's 1-0 in 3 starts. 2-1 are the Giants with Logan Webb on the mound. He's got a 1.89 ERA so far, looking pretty good. Logan Webb here up against Carlos Rodon, a 5.19 ERA coming into this one. The Yankees were able to get that win yesterday. Like I said, we were on the Yankees here. Let me make sure I don't want to be wrong. Oh no, we went with the under there yesterday, but Yankees yesterday get the win 5-4. Rodon, a 5.19 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 186 batting average against coming in, so still some decent numbers for Rodon. 216 BABIP. Meanwhile, Webb has a 326 BABIP coming into this one. San Francisco here 10-4 currently. The Giants are 8-6. The Giants are 6-2 on the road so far, but the Giants have lost 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Right now, 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, including the first 2 games of this series. 10 runs and 12 runs were scored to take it over the 8, but there's no doubt this one has moved a little bit lower here today. So let's go to the chat. The Yankees are definitely a over team, 6-2 to the over at home. Giants are 4-1 to the over as a dog. Let's go to the chat. See what we got here with. Thomas starts us off with the Yankees. Justin's got a prop here. Blue says first 5 under. Cash Kane, Giants first 5 here in this one. Kiadra's got us a Nerfy today. And Thomas likes the over here in this one with San Francisco and New York.
Final.
All right, now I'll get ready to make my call here in this one with the Giants taking on the Yankees here today. All right. And let's see, I think that's it from you guys in the chat, so I'll have to make my call here in this one with the Yanks. Oh, we got a goal, Osasuna here, 2-0 right now. Yep, okay. All right, Giants have been looking pretty good so far. Man, this 7.5 really has me worried because it does feel like we're getting runs here, but this is a decent pitching matchup here. But I gotta go over one more time. If they're gonna move it down to 7.5 or so, I'm gonna take the over with San Francisco and New York. Jerry also says one of 2 guys gonna win this green jacket today. The Nationals and Mackenzie Gore, not Trayshawn Gore from last night, but you got Mackenzie Gore here on the mound for the Washington Nationals against Miami here, and Cal Quantrill here in this one after we saw yesterday's game between Washington and the Miami Marlins there. We had Alcantara there yesterday. For the Nats here, Mackenzie Gore, 1-1 with a 2.65 ERA. Washington 1-2 in Gore starts. He's got a 105 whip and a 242 batting average against, but 361 BABIP so far for Mackenzie Gore up here against Cal Quantrill. Quantrill 1-1 with a 6 ERA and a 1.44 whip, a 333 batting average against. Miami got that win, as I said yesterday. 7-6 in the end to grab that win here. Good job by Miami. I kind of, we had them, like I said, but let's see what you guys have in this one. Let me just cut to the chase a little bit in this matchup between Washington and Miami. Washington comes in having won 5 of their last 7 games overall. They've won 6 of the last 8 meetings at home against Miami coming into this one. Miami's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games at home. Washington's gone over right now in 6 straight games coming into this one. So let's see what you guys want to do here with Washington and Miami here in this one on Sunday. And we'll get your picks here in this one because I want to go with the over here in this one with Washington and Miami. I'll go to the chat now. I've made my call. Here we go with Jerry likes Rory. Thomas is on Washington here. And Cash Kane, like in the Nationals. Blues on the Marlins. Here's Kiadra, though. Nats team total over. And let's see here. Jerry's got Rory there for a nice ticket. And also, that's it for you guys in this one. And I guess I will end up taking here the over in this one between Nationals and Marlins. All right. The Pirates are going to take on the Reds. Here on Sunday, you've got Carmen Mlodzinski here going for the Bucks, a road favorite today. Now, this is wrong. I think I just left up the wrong line there. Let me fix that. The Reds are a big favorite, and Hunter Green's in there. I have the wrong pitcher there, of course, on the graphic because I kind of screwed it up. Oh, I just had I had the wrong game in there is what it was. The Reds with Hunter Green, we know that, and they're favored because Hunter Green is looking pretty great. $1.95, 7.5 over -115. That's the line in this one. Oops, let's fix it up. All right, there we go. Mlodzinski here going up against the Reds, and the Reds, of course, won the first two games of this series, 5-3 and 5-2. They've kind of dominated here this weekend against the Pirates, who continue to kind of spiral here a little bit. They're 5-10 overall, 3-7 as a dog, 2-7 on the road so far. Cincinnati 3-1 as a favorite, doing a pretty good job here out the gate. Still a game under 500, but with two quick wins here in this one. Let's go to some of the numbers and your picks for this game today for the Pirates and Mlodzinski. 1-1 with a 5.19 earned run average so far, 1.8 the whip, 324 batting average against, and a 444 BABIP. So Mlodzinski's got beaten up here a little bit. For Hunter Green, 1-1 record, a 1.31 ERA, 0.62 whip, 139 batting average against, and Green mowing them down at a 30% clip strikeout rate here coming into this one. Get some of your plays here for this game, but Cincinnati's won 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams, and Pittsburgh definitely has struggled on the road. Also, just 1-4 here at Cincinnati last 5 games here at Cincinnati. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under here, including the last game 5-2. The first game of the series was a push, but Cincinnati 0-3-1 to the under as a favorite so far. Pittsburgh 2-6-1 to the under on the road. Let's go to the chat. Get your pick ready in this one with the Pirates and the Reds here on Sunday. Hunter Green's been awesome, and the Reds have really beaten these guys up. Man, the line's pretty high here at $1.95. It probably is a little bit too high even for this matchup, but what are you going to do? The Reds are pretty dominant here for sure. Give me the under here in this one as my play. I think it might be the better play here, actually. I kind of want to take Pittsburgh at this price. It's just that they've looked bad in this series against an opponent they're not really playing that well against. Here we go with your comments in the chat. We'll see what you guys have here in this one. Started off here with Jerry had Volkanovsky. Cash Kane on the Reds' first 5. Thomas is on Cincinnati here. And Kiadra here says take the Reds to sweep it. Blue is on the Reds as well. And Thomas says Reds are a consensus play. Okay, I'll leave well enough alone. You guys are taking Cincinnati, and that'll get me off Pittsburgh. I'll probably bet Cincy with you guys. Find a way anyway here, as they're, like I said, a big $1.95 favorite. So maybe I'll take a -1 or I don't know. Maybe I'll just take a money line because, like I said, I kind of want to. I just think the price is too high. It probably should be $1.65, maybe realistically. But Pittsburgh isn't playing well, and give the Reds a good points for their start here is what I'm trying to say. All right, Cash Game does give the Pirates a chance here. Jim says Pittsburgh already looking pretty bad. We know that. Yep. And let's see here, Kiadra on a nerfy. James Parm is going to go under with me. Want to say hello and welcome to Mr. Heat today. First time commenter, I do believe. First 5 over maybe in this one. Money line parlay for blue. That's it for you guys in this one. Here's the Royals taking, and now we've got this matchup. There's Guardians and Lively. I just had it duplicated there. Maybe I was typing it in here and messed it up. So you got the Royals on the road, $1.30, 7.5. I think 7.5 under 25 is pretty much the price right now. Maybe it's 7 over 25, but let's go with this price here right now. The Guardians are one of the hottest teams in the league right now with their winning streak. They're really starting to get it going. And, hey, we've taken advantage of it a little bit here so far with Cleveland there. I did take Kansas City yesterday. Don't get me wrong, with Lorenzen on the road. We whiffed on that game. For sure, wasn't a great week for the premiums. I understand that. I hope to show some of the plays. And, again, we did crush that card last night with the UFC. So, all right, Kansas City and Cleveland here. You got Reagan's here. You know, he's going to be perceived as the better starter here for sure. No record so far. Royals are really just 1-2 with Reagan's on the mound here. The left-hander. 2.81 ERA, 1.12 the whip, 237 batting average against for Ben Lively. He's 0-1 with a 4.4 ERA, but Cleveland's 2-1 with Lively on the mound. He's got a 4.4 ERA and a 1.25 whip, 250 batting average against coming into this one. So go ahead and see what you have here with Cleveland and Kansas City. Kansas City's lost 4 of their last 5 overall to Cleveland coming in. You look at these two teams, and you got Kansas City 3-5 to the under as a favorite. Cleveland, though, has gone over in 4 of the last 5 meetings against these teams, and also 4 of the last 5 meetings here in Cleveland have gone over between these two, although Cleveland does have a few unders here of late. Still, the first 2 games of this series did go over. The first game, remember, even though it was 7-0, the total closed 6.5. Although I think we ended up with a push there, the early betting on the morning Steam show yesterday. 6-3, of course, did go over. Let's get your plays here. Royals, Guardians here on Sunday. The widely reported Steam did come in on the over. I think that's why you see that move there up to 7.5 or so here this morning. Now let's take a look at the chat, see what you guys have in this one. And I think Thomas may be on Kansas City here. Cash Kane. No, of course he's not. He is not. Come on, he's kidding. He's taking his Guardians, I'm sure. Royals first 5 money line here for Cash Kane. And Blues on the Guardians. Thomas says he's got actually the over in this one. Chosen one's on Cleveland. James Parm is on Cleveland here. Maybe a little bit of momentum here, a little bit with Cleveland today. But, and again, they're an underdog here in this one because Cole Ragans, he's probably going to get a little bit of the attention here, it feels like. All right, and I'll get ready and make my call here. I've got the over in this one with Kansas City and Cleveland. And look at this. We've already got our consensus play. So I'll take the over, and the chat is on the Cleveland Guardians as an underdog. I just don't know if I'm getting a fair price. It feels like Cleveland's winning streak is impressive, and I thought that Ragans might come a lot higher, but maybe what you have here is everyone's kind of sniffing out this Cleveland situation a little bit. They're looking pretty good here right now with this winning streak. Terrell likes a team total over here. Cleveland's won 5 straight right now. All right, you've got next one up here with Atlanta and Tampa Bay with Chris Sale on the mound here in this one. The 130 favorite going up against Shane Baz here. We'll get the lowdown, if you know what I mean, on Baz. The lowdown. I wonder who. Little Boz Skaggs, you guys. That wasn't my best Boz Skaggs. All right, for Chris Sale here on the road, going to be a favorite. You got Chris Sale after all, right? But he's 0-1 so far with a 6.75 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, 306 batting average against. Hasn't been great for sure here with Chris Sale's numbers so far, but for Shane Baz here, 1.38 ERA, 107 WHIP, 213 batting average against, and the 1-0 record. Baz has looked pretty good so far. Tampa's alternating wins and losses, and so is Atlanta right now. First 2 games were a split here. Tampa won the first one 6-4. Atlanta won, as I said yesterday, 5-4 with that win. So let's see what you guys have in this one with Atlanta taking on Tampa Bay. Atlanta, we know they're struggling here a little bit right now, but they were able to finally win their first game on the road yesterday to go to 1-8 so far on the road. Tampa Bay's 0-3 as an underdog so far this season. They are 6-5 at home. Atlanta's a little bit of an under team, or both teams are a little bit under teams. They've combined to go 10-15 to the under so far this season, but 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over. 12 of the last 18 meetings between the two in Tampa Bay have gone over, but that is about a 6-year sample size, probably back to before the pandemic. All right, let's take a look. Did I say under, right? Under in the 5 of the last 6 over, but 12 of the last 18 here, last 6 years under between these two teams. Remember, these teams are going to meet just one series a year. So, all right, we'll see what you got here. But Tampa 4-10 right now. Atlanta 4-10 right now, and Tampa 6-8 coming in. Let's go to the chat all-stars here with this match. In fact, I think, let me look here. I think Tampa could have an opener here. Let me see if I can research this on the fly a little bit here. Baz, let me see here. I think Baz is scheduled, but he could get an opener today. Like I said, one thing that I did say, at least when you get these type of situations, you could always take action with your team. If you know what I'm talking about, you should know what I'm talking about. You're a viewer to my show here, but rather than designating your pitcher or the opponent's pitcher, this is okay, right? To remember, like I said, I always want to go with action when I'm suspecting a change, because usually it's going to be a downgrade for the most part. All right, let's go to the chat, though, and get your picks here. And see what you have in this one. Thomas, start us off. Good morning to Bobby Mack. Thank you for having a great time with us last night. Thomas is on Atlanta here. Blue is on the over here in this one. Cash Kane on the under. And Chosen One says it is going to be Boyle here. I don't know if we've heard it officially there, but does that mean that we won't get Baz here at this point? A little bit of steam coming in right now in a game we're going to talk about here in a little bit, but I'll let you know right now there's steam coming in on the under with the Mets and Athletics here at this point. They're going under here at 9. May go down to 8.5. Here, I guess. Keadra's got a Nerfy in this one. And Chosen One says he does think that it will be Joe Boyle here. And thank you, Mike. Yeah, maybe the spelling is a little different there, but we're trying to have some fun a little bit. Robert's on the Braves here. Yeah, Fernando, looks like there's some places showing, but I don't know if I have it that way just yet. And like I said, let me just take a peek here and see if I can't fix this up. Maybe you guys are straightening me out here in this one with Boyle and Baz. And yeah, I think we got it right. In fact, so a spot start here as Baz is going to be scratched in this one for Boyle. So sorry I wasted your time there a little bit on some of the numbers. I wasn't quite ready for this because it does look like it's kind of a late breaking situation here in this one. They'll send Cole Slusser down to AAA and put Boyle in there today. So let me see if that affects what I'm going to do. And yeah, we did the Shane Bat. We did the reference to Boz Skaggs, and now we have to change it entirely here. So okay, I don't think I'm even ready to run this number through with Boyle here right now. So let me go ahead here in this one. I'm going to take the Atlanta Braves here right now at $1. It's much higher than this too, right? With the pitching change, I'm showing here now $1.65 right now. Oh boy, okay. I think I've already kind of put my foot in my mouth there a little bit, and the total now is 8.5 under 20. It might have been a little bit higher than that already. Maybe I had a bad lineup there, but no, it definitely was much lower before this. Maybe this news was kind of breaking here. So, all right. I'm going to, I've already said Atlanta. $1.60. Sometimes I'm on a favorite. Okay. Give me Atlanta here today in this one over Tampa Bay. And I'll just have to work it out later. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. And let me look at the time on that and see if it was related to this. There, yeah, maybe it was because it was just about an hour ago here that total got steamed to the over. So, all right, we'll just leave it at that. Thank you to the All Stars here for your picks. And Terrell says it'll be big day here. Cash Kane says like it, pass it around. And Blue is on the over here in this one. Yeah, maybe that is the right call, but I gotta look now with it at 8.5. Gonna have to reassess there a little bit. I'll try Atlanta. They got to get it going here sooner or later. It feels like, right? Thomas is on the over. All right, next up, the Red Sox are going to take on the White Sox, and Garrett Crochet goes against his old team here. So, yeah, maybe there will be a little something to that. Osasuna won 2-1 here over Girona. Final. And let's do it with the Red Sox and Garrett Crochet. Yawning here. Late night last night with the guys, huh? All right, Garrett Crochet's looked pretty good here so far, but you know who else has looked good? The White Sox in this series. They won the first two games of the series 11-1 and 3-2. They did it in blowout fashion, and they did it in close fashion. So the White Sox getting the best of them. But here Garrett Crochet, maybe that's a little bit, you're not going to hinder any ill will towards this White Sox team. You were able to move along in your career and get to a much better team for Garrett Crochet. But you know what? It would be nice to beat the team that kind of, was your previous suitor here a little bit. You got Smith going here for the White Sox for Crochet 1-1 with a 1.45 ERA. Crochet's gone under in all three of his starts so far this season. He's got a 1.45 ERA, 1.12 the whip, 206 of the batting average against here. He's up here against Shane Smith of the White Sox, who could be pretty good here. Promising pitcher, but good starts so far for Shane Smith. No record, but the White Sox are 0-2 when he started. He has a 1.54 ERA so far, 0.77 whip. Good numbers here for sure. 105 batting average against for Smith. He's done well, but the White Sox so far averaging 3.5 runs per game, but only allowing 3.6 runs per game. The White Sox have had good pitching here so far this season, and have got it in this series and beaten Boston twice here. Can they turn to Crochet to be a stopper here today? Let's get your picks here in this one as Boston comes in struggling. Haven't lost 5 of their last 6 games overall. They're not looking too good on the road. 3-6 so far, but the White Sox are just 4-10 so far this season. 4 of the White Sox have won 4 out of the last 5 games against Boston here at home. White Sox have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming in. Boston's gone under in 4 of their last 5, and they're 3-6 to the under on the road. See what you guys have here in this one with Boston taking on Chicago here today with Garrett Crochet here on the mound. Can he spin it here against his former team at a pretty big price as well here at minus 240? The total here is dipped even further here. There's definitely a move to the under. We're seeing even a couple of right now 6.5 overs here in this one. So again, these starters have been good. Let's go to the chat and see who you have here in this one. And I think it is maybe blue on the under here. I'm not sure. Damon Waring, hello, good morning. Thank you. Kiadra, maybe a Nerfy here. And let's see here. Cash Kane says Crochet to deal here in this one. Whatever's going on with the Red Sox, I'm not sure, but it does feel like a little bit of a discount on Crochet here. I thought it would be a little bit higher, maybe because the White Sox have won the first 2 games. Here's over for Cash Kane. Terrell says it's too cold to go to the game today. And Jim, oh boy, Jim, could you... I think he's half kidding there a little bit. I know it's a slow start. I don't think they get rid of Cora, but it is starting a little bit of pressure right now. Thomas says, I think Boston can do it here today against the White Sox. I don't like. I'm going to take the White Sox on the run line. I really don't like the price here, but I think they will be whatever's going on right now. I mean, they've been competitive in this series, and I don't want to lay a run line at all with Crush. I think it'd be tough enough for Boston to win this game. And probably, I guess they could win. I'll take the run line at plus 1.5 at plus 105. Maybe even money. I'm on the White Sox run line today against Boston. All right, feels like we're having a pretty nice show, even though, man, I don't know what it was. And the guys were saying, come on the show. Hey, that's my night off. Thanks for the invite, sub, if you're out there. But you know what? I come on all these shows. We got a great, talented crew. You heard them giving out all those winners. I don't need to be on there with those guys. It feels like on Saturday nights. They do such an incredible job. I like joining them when we had that PFL card. That was fun. And we might do it again. We might do it this Friday because there's no UFC. And I think they want to do some PFL. And the PFL, I think, is on Friday. So we might have a Friday night together, you guys. We'll see what happens this week. All right, here. Jermaine on the under. Thomas on the over with his Boston here. Let me know if you guys would be into that in the chat. Let Mikey know here if you guys want to do Friday night, the PFL. They're going to do back to Thursdays, but I think one more Friday night this week. So maybe that could be what we do this week. Hey, Toucan, let me write this down. He's got some UFL for us. And with our 2 games today. Thanks, Toucan. Look, I obviously whiffed a little bit with the games yesterday with I might have got a push on that total, right? It was mostly 35 flat. In fact, we at 35 and a half when we kind of gave it out, it kind of went down to 34 and a half, landed 35. But Memphis did not cover in that close game against Houston yesterday. So 2 games today in the UFL with I actually have the preview here at the end. We might make a pick or at least show the lines. So let's just Toucan liking the Panthers here. They're favored by 8 or so. And let's give Toucan some credit here for his play here in this one. Okay, thank you, Toucan. And I think that's it here. It could be windy today here. I'll take the White Sox. All right, here we go with the Angels. We're back. It just was one bad game here. It's going to be a lot of ups and downs, but hey, still so far good start to the season for the Angels. They're 9-5. The Astros are 6-8. Angels got the win yesterday, as mentioned. 4-1 there for the Halos against the Astros. And here you have Liam Hendricks going here for the Angels on the road up against Hayden Wesneski. For Hendricks here, no record, 2 starts. Angels have won both of his starts, a 1.64 ERA so far for Liam Hendricks. He's got a whip of 1, a 231 batting average against. For Hayden Wesneski, he's 0-1 with a 3.75 ERA. Houston has lost both of his starts so far this season. He's got a 3.75 ERA, but pretty good whip, 0.67 the whip so far, 122 batting average against. Pretty good numbers here, 107 BABIP for Wisniewski in his 2 starts so far this season. For the Halos here, they're looking pretty good, having won 5 of their last 7 games, although they have lost 7 of the last 9 meetings between these 2 teams overall. Angels have been an over for sure, 8-2 to the over as an underdog so far this season. And even though Houston has trended to the under this season, they are 4-4 over-under as a favorite. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the 2 teams have gone over. The first game went over the Houston blowout. Yesterday was an under, obviously, with the 4-1 score. So let's see what you have here. I'm showing 155 there. 8.5 over. That's definitely the line. Maybe it's a little bit lighter on the total here. 8.5 over 15 or 20 here, but I want to probably let me go to the chat before I say anything wrong here, but I know what I want. Let me see what you guys have. I want to take the Angels again. I wish it was higher. I thought it would be a little bit higher. I don't know if I can get the value out of the Angels for a premium, so it might just be a play here on the show. And I like the total though a lot, and I think maybe that'll be the play for the premiums today. I think I'll have a premium in this one possibly on the total here. Let's see what you got. Thomas Lewis is on the Angels. Blue is on the Astros. Tremaine says, I'll take an alternate team total and go over in this one. Robert's on the over here as well. Gerald Jones, hello. Nice to have you. Gerald, hello. Thank you, Gerald. Good to see you again. No, we've had Gerald because I remember that avatar, right, Gerald? He says his best bet was the Reds. They're on the run line today over the Pirates. Thank you, Gerald. That's awesome. We already took him as a consensus, so maybe we can add a little run line for a little value, or at least take a -1. All right, I'm going to take the Angels. I'm going to try one more time. I'm going back here to the Angels today, and I'm going to be on that total there, I think. I think that's it from you guys, but I'm taking the Angels here today, plus money. I think the Sharps are on Houston. I think the Sharps are on on Houston here. The Tigers are on the road with Casey Mize here against Simeon Woods Richardson. We've talked about a little bit of the troubles here that Minnesota's having possibly with their pitching and a few injuries here a little bit. Minnesota just 4-11 so far. They're back on another little brief losing streak here now, having dropped 3 in a row, including some of these games here too. Detroit so far 7-6 and just 4-0 yesterday as they couldn't get the offense started here. So for Casey Mize coming into this one, the numbers for Mize, pretty solid for sure. He's 2-0 with a 0.77 ERA, 0.94 the whip, 132 batting average against, and a 192 BABIP coming in. They've gone under in both of Mize's starts so far this season. Tigers coming in with that 9-5 record right now. Simeon Woods Richardson here, 0-1, 5.59 ERA, has not looked good. 1.86 whip, 333 batting average against, and a 429 BABIP. Like I said, Detroit continues to kind of be the flavor of the week right now. In general, right, it feels like in the major leagues they're off to a kind of a surprising start here, and they've looked good, averaging 5 runs per game. Twins, the bats, not good, 3.3 runs per game so far, one of the low marks in the league. So let's see what you've got here in this one and see what you have in the chat here today. Having a fun time here. Hopefully I'm not too obnoxious today. Maybe we had a pretty good night on those. The major sports, maybe even I feel, like I said, we were crushing that in the NBA and they took a day off there a little bit, but just get the season over with. Okay, here we go. All right. Great job, Gerald, in your picks there. And Thomas is on Detroit. Blue is on the Tigers team total over. Gerald likes the Tigers here. Robert's on the under.
Final.
Terrell says Tigers first 5. Take him in the first 5. Thomas says, you know what? There's enough momentum here to consider Detroit a consensus play. I'll roll with the team consensus. Like Mize has been pretty good. I'll take Detroit with you. Got cash gains on the reverse run line here. So a lot of support here for sure. It does feel like for Detroit. I'll grab them today. Are they favored yet? And I just have their no. In fact, Minnesota's up to $1.23 here at some square books offshore. So maybe Minnesota's taking a little bit of action here. But I'll go ahead and take the consensus with you guys. I'm going to roll. Nuke is on the Tigers as well. So we're on it. Tigers it is today, I think. Yeah. All right, next up. We have the Phillies here taking on the Cardinals in this one with Zach Wheeler going up here against Liberatore for the Cardinals in this one. Going to be pretty warm here today from what if I understand it correctly, in this one, 71 degrees, but it's the wind here blowing pretty much from right to left, upwards of 20 miles an hour. Is that right today, you guys? Oh, boy. If that's the case in this park, we might see some runs. Let me get what you guys think. Let me look at this weather. You guys are the kings of the weather. That's why I have you here. All right. Yeah, 20 miles an hour. Temperatures in the mid to high 70s here today. This feels like a little bit of maybe a long ball here. I don't know, but the Phillies for sure. I would think with Harper, with Castellanos here a little bit against Liberatore. Yeah, they got the other guys too. Trey Turner could do it as well. I would think in this lineup, and Schwartz could be a good lineup for them today, and maybe a good matchup here for Wheeler as well. But Let's see what you guys have. Let's look at the pitchers here for sure. For Wheeler, he comes in 1-0 with a 3.44 ERA, 0.98 whip, 200 batting average against. Pretty decent numbers here, Wheeler. Phillies are 2-1 with Wheeler on the mound. They've gone over in 2 of his 3 starts for Liberatore here. 0-1 with a 5.84 ERA. Cardinals have lost both of his starts. Got a 1.3 whip, manageable, but 286 batting average against a 351 BABIP so far this season. Go to the chat here in this one with the Phillies and St. Louis. Phillies have dominated St. Louis here in the past. They won yesterday's game 4-1, although they lost the opener. They've still won 12 of the last 16 meetings between these two teams. Philadelphia dead under so far, 4-10 to the under, 2-7 to the under as a favorite, but the Cardinals have been one of the best over teams in baseball so far this season. They've gone 9-4 to the over so far. Although 6-1 to the over on the road, the 5-3 to the over at home, but see what you got here in this one. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two have gone under, including 5 straight meetings here right now in St. Louis, including the first 2 meetings in this series. They've combined for just 7 runs in the first 2 games, but it's warm. The wind is blowing big time. What are you going to do in this one, chat all-stars? And we have here Thomas likes Philadelphia in this game with Wheeler. He also likes the over. Cash Kane. Phillies run line blue says over. Robert over. Trevor. Phillies run line here. And Jermaine says he'll lay it with the Phillies today. Lay 2 runs in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here. I'm showing on the screen there Phillies 180 and 7.5 over, but it's 8. This total is 8 for sure. Maybe slightly. I'm going to call it 8 flat right now. So it's a little bit high there, but I don't know. Feels. Let's see what you have, chat. Anything more here in this one with Philly on the road against St. Louis? Pretty high price. Thomas says Philadelphia Phillies run line consensus play. All right, let's just leave it at that then. I'm $1.80. So Philly on the run line. Hey, that's a nice price for that Philly run line here on the road. They're -1.5, maybe at -110 or so, it feels like. So, okay, Team Steam consensus has spoken here, and I'll go with Team Steam consensus, okay? Here, I'm going to listen to the chat today a little bit. I can do that. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely squinting, Thomas. My eyelids are a little heavy. Like I said, that card went pretty late into the night for me. Carolina's taking some steam in hockey here in this one, in their big game today against Toronto. Carolina taking the steam here at $1.70 or so. It's going to go up to $1.80 or higher. Carolina taking the steam. All right, the Mets are going to take on the Athletics here on Sunday. For the Mets, Kodai Senga on the mound, a 1.8 ERA coming in here into this one. For the Athletics here, Luis Severino goes for the A's, a 4.74 ERA and an 0-2 record so far for Severino. He's kind of the prize purchase, if you will. Here's a goal for Wolves right now, it looks like. Also, Chelsea has scored to make it 2-1 in their game. But Wolves here have scored. It's 3-1 over Tottenham here right now. And we're underway at the Masters currently. And let's see how the scores are looking here. Got all excited there, remember, on Friday, right? The scores ended up going pretty low. So Rory finishes anything lower than this, that's going to be a real good score so far. They're just on the first 2 holes here. Nothing really to report so far. Brian Campbell has a birdie so far, and Batia has a bogey. So we'll check in again here in a little bit with some of the golfers down the leaderboard here. The leaders aren't going to tee off until mostly after the 2:00 hour on the East Coast, with that top pairing going off at 2:30 Eastern. Okay, let's go here now with the Senga and Severino today. Senga's 1-1 with a 1.8 ERA, 2.22 batting average against, 1.1 WHIP, 3.04 BABIP. Severino 0-2. The Athletics are actually 0-3 with Severino on the mound so far. He's got a 4.74 ERA, but okay numbers here a little bit. 2.36 batting average against, 2.41 BABIP here in this one. Let's see what you guys have with the Mets taking on the Athletics here. These are the afternoon West Coast games a little bit here, if you will. The widely reported steam did come in on the A's here. In fact, I'm showing right now the Mets are down to $1.35 or so in this one. And the total is a heavily juiced 9, that's for sure. Let's call it 9 under 20, I guess. And see what you guys have here in this one with the Mets and the Athletics. Mets playing pretty well here despite the loss yesterday to the Athletics, 3-1. The Mets have still won 7 of their last 9 coming into this one. The Mets are 9-5. A's are 6-9, but hey, they got the win yesterday. This price of the steam is on the A's here. No doubt about it here today. Are you anybody interested in Severino here? Maybe to finally get a win with these guys, it feels like. Let me know what you have here in this one. I'll go to the chat. I like this game. I like side and total here, I think. All right. Yep, I can't Thomas, I don't know when to rest. Thomas is on the Mets here. Blue says Mets and under. Jermaine says A's on the money line. And let's see here. A's for Robert here. And Terrell says Mets money line. He says Senga will dominate. Juan Padilla's here. Hi, Juan. He likes the Mets. Chosen ones on the under here in this one. I'm going to go back to the well here with the Athletics today. I'm taking the A's here against the Mets. Give me the A's. Hey, if it was $1, the steam didn't come in, I was going to play the A's here as a premium, but $1.35, I'll take the A's here. Or I say $1.35. They're actually about $1.20 on the plus money. Maybe even $1.15. So maybe not the best price for me. So I'll take them as my play here on the show. All right, the Brewers are going to take on the Diamondbacks after we saw that incredible comeback yesterday by the Diamondbacks, coming back from that 5-run deficit in the 9th inning for just the 3rd time in their history. They rallied for 5 runs at the bottom of the 9th to win a game. And they have Zach Gallen back on the mound here in this one, $1.20. And the total here is 8/15. Pretty much everywhere it feels like here in this one, with Milwaukee here on the road. They're 8-7, but they've been playing pretty well, even though they've lost 2 of their last 3. Arizona's won 3 of their last 4 coming in to this one. Let's see what you have here with Milwaukee and Arizona for Freddie Peralta. 1-1 in 3 starts. He's gone under in all 3 starts with just a 2 ERA and a 7 .72 whip, 143 batting average against, and a 158 BABIP. Peralta's been strong for sure so far. For Zach Gallen, 1-2 with a 5.28 ERA, not looking as good. 1.45 the whip, 230 batting average against, but a BABIP of 3 coming in. So let's see what you have in this one. Brewers here, like I said, they are playing pretty well here right now, having won 8 of their last 11. Remember, after that, what was it, an 0-4 start, right? So 10 of the last 15 games between these two teams in Arizona have gone under. Arizona here has won 4 of their last 6 at home. Arizona 2-4-3 to the under so far at home. These Brewers here have been going under of late for sure. 3-6-1 to the under in their last 10 games overall. Let's go to the chat in this one and see what you have. Arizona's won 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. Maybe a little bit tricky here, but let's see what you have in the chat when Milwaukee takes on Arizona here on Sunday. And Jermaine is on the Diamondbacks here. Chosen One says Gallen's been getting hit here for sure. Fernando here is on the under in this one. And Juan Padilla is on the Brewers. A's first 5 in that other game there for... Hi, Redbeard! Hi, Redbeard! Nice to have you. Hi, Redbeard. Awesome. All right. Here in this one, I'm going to grab here the Arizona Diamondbacks as my play in this one. I'm going to take Arizona today to win. Peralta's been good. Gallen not so much. Maybe I'm still a believer in Gallen here. Maybe the price for me feels like it's going to be cheap enough here. I might like the total as a premium, but we'll see. All right. Hey, I said it. Best record in the majors, 12-3. The Padres here against Colorado. The Padres have won 3 straight. They beat up on Colorado this weekend so far, 8-0 and 2-0. Colorado's got a big goose egg here in the first 2 games of the series. They're just 3-11 overall, 2-10 as a dog, 1-7 on the road. They've gone under in 6 of their 8 road games so far. Padres are 3-5-1 to the under at home, and the Padres, what can you say? They got a lot of momentum at home too. 9-0 right now. They have not lost at home. Could they go 81-0 at home this season? Forget the Giants, forget the Dodgers. It's the Padres right now here dominating the National League West, or at least in first place. First place overall in baseball. My Padres. All right, for these guys right now, you look at Michael King. He's been, good for these Padres for sure. So far, the numbers aren't terrific, but you've got King 2-0 in 3 starts. Padres have won all 3 of his starts, 2-1 to the over. ERA just over 4, 1.5 whip, 259 batting average against, and a 333 BABIP. Not dominating, but King kind of pitches to kind of what he needs, I think. Pardon me, gang. We must be 75 minutes into the show because this is where I have my pause a little bit. Let me get the water. All right. Well, there we go. Woo! All right. So what do you have here in this one with the Rockies and my Padres here on Sunday? Colorado is struggling, like I said, on the road right now. They've lost 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams overall. Padres have won 4 of the last 5 here between the two teams. Pardon me, guys, in San Diego. Padres a big favorite, of course, 235, maybe even a little higher at some of the square books, and the total is pretty much 7 with a slight juicy to the over here, even though, like I said, it feels like we're going under here with these teams so far. Colorado right now averaging just 2.9 runs per game, really anemic. You'd think because, hey, they haven't played all their games on the road. They're still had so far 6 games at home, and they're still only averaging 2.9 runs per game. Padres are only allowing 2.9 runs per game. Let's go to the chat here and see what you have. Padres and over here for Thomas. Blue likes the Pods. Juan Padilla likes the Padres and this big price here in this one. And right now, Thomas says the Padres are a consensus play here today in this one against Colorado. All right, that sounds okay. I'll take the Padres with you guys. Want to say hello to yeah. And here's Rockies for Cash Kane. And Jermaine, Padres team total over in money line. And that might be it for you guys here. And Robert says Padres and over 5.5 will get you a nice return today. I'll go with the Padres here on the run line. Seems like they are dominating this team for sure right now, Colorado. All right, we got a couple more here. The Rangers and the Mariners in afternoon play here for Texas. You got Nathan Eovaldi coming in. Seattle's won the first 2 games of the series here this weekend with 5 wins of 5-3 and 9-2. But got Eovaldi here coming in 1-1 with a 2.29 ERA, 0.66 WHIP. So far, 164 batting average against and a 217 BABIP. Coming into this one for Seattle here, and Logan Gilbert, he's 0-1 with a 2.55 ERA, good numbers, 0.62 WHIP, and a 129 batting average against, 171 BABIP. He's striking out 38.5% of the hitters so far. Gilbert's looked good, no doubt. Mariners are still 2-1 in the starts. He just doesn't have a win yet. Mariners here come in 7-8, but they are 7-5 at home so far. Texas 9-6. They've looked good. Texas 6-2 to the over on the road, but Seattle 2-5-2 to the under as a favorite. And let's see what you guys want to do here in this one with Seattle at home taking on Texas here in American League West play today. And I'll get ready to make my call, but I want to hear from you in the chat, see what you guys have in this one. For Texas here, they have lost 4 of their last 5 games here, including the first 2 of this series. Seattle's won 4 of their last 5 games coming into this one. Seattle's won 7 of the last 8 meetings overall between these two teams, including the first 2 of this series. 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Texas has gone over in 5 of their last 6 on the road here right now. Seattle's gone over a little bit too here. Rangers have gone over in 5 straight coming in. Let's go to the chat, though, here in this one with Eovaldi and Gilbert. And we got, so far, Thomas is here on Seattle, but Blue's on the Rangers and Robert's on the Rangers, and Lego World's here today. Hello to Lego World. All right. And for me, I'm going to take the Seattle Mariners here. I think the price, it's down to $1.25. I've got to consider, they seem to have the Rangers number a little bit, and this looks like a pretty good price. This total seems to be down to about 6.5. Maybe it's slightly juiced to the over. Maybe it's, I'll call it 6.5 under 20. It could be 6.5 under over 20. Could be 6.5 over 15 though. Here as it continues to seem like it moves under here. Again, these pitchers have been pretty solid. And I'll take Seattle, though, as my play here on the Morning Steam Show. All right, let's go one more here. The Lego World, you know what? That is interesting you say that, right? Because definitely seen these two with some overs here so far in the first two games. Does feel like, though, these two pitchers are maybe the best matchup so far. I'm trying to think here. All right, that's it for you guys. Let's go to the big one tonight. With the Cubs taking on the Dodgers here. Colin Ray on the mound for the Cubs. Tyler Glasnow for the Dodgers. Hey, Cubs got the win last night. 16-0, baby. That is the largest home loss for I think what did they say in team history for the Dodgers? Chelsea just tied the game against Ipswich here late with 12 minutes to go. They're in the 79th minute here and a goal for Chelsea. It's 2-2. So Dodgers got ripped a new one yesterday. Maybe there is something. If the Dodgers are having what I think they said home, the largest margin of defeat as the LA Dodgers. I think maybe that's what they said. Still, it doesn't matter when you have a historic loss. Maybe there's something to that, right? Maybe there is something to the fact that these Dodgers here are having an historic margin of defeat, and maybe that is a formula to get the Padres to the division title. That's what I'm thinking. All right, enough of me dreaming here. Let's get down to business in the last game of the day. Sunday Night Baseball tonight from Chavez Ravine. All right, for the Cubs here, Colin Ray has made 3 appearances so far this season. I believe this will be his first start. I don't think he has an ERA yet. .93 is his whip, 250 batting average against, 278 BABIP, striking out just 10% of the hitters. Probably not running too deep here for Ray. For Glasnow, 1-0 with a 6.43 ERA, 1.71 whip, but 160 batting average against and a 267 BABIP is manageable here for Glasnow. For the Dodgers here, still great record so far this season. Not going to totally count them out yet. They're 11-5 overall, 7-1 at home. Cubs are just 4-5 as an underdog this year. Huge number though for the Cubs. Look, Cubs are playing pretty well too, right? With their 10-7 record, they've done a really nice job. But Dodgers at home have been pretty solid, and no doubt so far. Cubs have lost 4 out of the last 5 meetings. They won yesterday though to get that first win after 4 straight losses against the Dodgers. Cubs are looking good though too, 8-3 in their last 11 games here. So let's see what you have here, Cubs and Dodgers here today. And I'm ready to go to the chat on the last game of the card in Sunday Night Baseball. I'll tell you what's going on here in just a minute in basketball and hockey. One night's on the Dodgers. Blue might be back on the Dodgers here. And Robert McCormick says go over. Blue says go over as well. And yay, ya, yee, ya. He likes the over. In this one, all right, I got to make my call here. Man, who wants to lay the Dodgers with Glasnow hasn't looked that good, it feels like to me. I mean, they probably do. I don't know. Cubs did it yesterday, I guess, right? So, all right. For me in this one, at 8.5. Juice to the over, by the way. Should update that. Jermaine said give him the over, and I'm going to put it up at least 8.5, over 15. I'm going under tonight with the Cubs and the Dodgers. I gotta go. I'm going to go under. The widely reported steam came in on the under. I'll take the under here. Cubs and Dodgers, Sunday Night Baseball. That's it for the baseball card. Thank you very much, everybody, for your contributions. Okay. Let's get ready to go to the NBA and discuss what is happening here today. Oh, Trevor, Dodgers run line. Trevor, don't call me Joe Davis. He's the announcer, the play-by-play man for the Dodgers. Whoops. Okay. Look, I'll just maybe I'll just run through the lines here a little bit on some of these games. I was thought about, we cover the whole card, but we're just going to cover the games that have meaning here today. So start off, I'm just going to show the lines a little bit here for some of these. Wizards will be taking on the teams that are making the playoffs, just to update everyone where we stand. We won't be previewing any of these games like this one that don't involve teams with anything to play for. I say nothing to play for here when it comes to the Miami Heat here and Washington Wizards, but let me get my script here though too a little bit. All right, here we go. And because the deal here in this one, we know for Miami, they are locked into the number 10 spot. That's bad news. Like I said, the number 10 spot is never advanced out of the page format. They will play Chicago in the play-in game number 1, with winner meeting the loser of Orlando and Atlanta. So just to keep everyone abreast where everything stands. I will say this, the widely reported steam did come in on the under. I will not be making a prediction on this game, but you can. We've done a good job here. Washington also took the steam as well. That's why it went down to 8. So, look, we covered almost every game all season long. We did a great job. Very few previewed as many games as we did this season. And thank you to everybody as well here this season for all your plays there in the chat. So just looking here at where we stand, remember what I said, none of the Eastern Conference games have any relevance in the playoff chase. Everything is set in the Eastern Conference. The Knicks here, we know that they will play Detroit in the first round. They have the home court advantage as the number 3 seed. Detroit is the number 6 seed. Right now, the Knicks are down to about 6.5 here, and the total is 214. All right. If you guys want to make plays, you can, but I will not be making any plays in these games. Just telling you where we stand with all these teams in the playoffs. Detroit and Milwaukee. Detroit, we just said, they will play New York in the opening first round. And for Milwaukee, they will play the Indiana Pacers. Indiana holds the home court edge over Milwaukee in the end here. And you have in this one the Pistons favored by 8 and the total 224. We just mentioned Indiana. They are the number 4 seed. They are at Cleveland today. Cleveland is the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference, and the number 2 overall seed is Liverpool. West Ham scored. Liverpool just came back and scored. Wolves over Tottenham 4-2 right now. Okay, so the Pacers here, they are a 6.5 point favorite over the Cavs, and the total 225. Doesn't mean much though. Like I said, there's really no meaning here in this game. Now I will say, there's a little bit on the back end of the tankathon, I guess, and there could be some maneuvering there, but we don't play that game, so we're just talking about the positive for each team here, and these teams are headed to the postseason. The Chicago Bulls are in the play-in tournament. They will play they will play Miami in that one, like I said. in the play-in. So here you have the Bulls favored by 9, and the total is up to about 235.5. Let me peek in the chat, make sure in case you guys are making any comments here about picks, but doesn't look like it. We're just keeping you abreast here on where we're headed. Magic and Hawks here in the Eastern Conference. The Hawks and Orlando will actually meet in the play-in game. Now, the matchup is already set. Orlando will host the Hawks. So this one's might be interesting. I don't know if you're going to bet it or anything. The Magic are favored by 1.5. The total 220.5. These teams will meet in the first play-in game. Remember, when the 7, I know I covered the format a little bit. When the 7 meets the 8, like these two teams will meet in the first play-in game, the winner is in the playoffs. It's just a matter of will they get the 7 seed or the 8 seed overall. So the winner of Magic Hawks, when they meet in the play-in tournament, that is for a playoff spot, basically, and then the loser will have to win again. It could be Orlando and Atlanta, and then they could play again in the final seeds, and they're both in if that's the case. Remember, the loser of Orlando Atlanta in the play-in will play the winner of Chicago Miami, and then the winner of that game is also in the playoffs. They just play that one seeding game. I know that is weird, the one seeding game, but that's how it works. But these two teams, not only will they meet today, they will meet in the play-in game. The Hornets are playing the Celtics today. Right now, the Celtics are down to 10.5, and the total 209.5. So see what happens here with these two. We know the Celtics' fate certainly here as well. Boston will be taking on either Orlando or Atlanta in the postseason. So Boston there with their number 2 seed overall in the East. Okay, that's it for. Also, Toronto's playing San Antonio today. At the only game where East meets West, and let's get to this one right now because there is steam. It just came across right now. The line service just sent it out here. We also do. Let's see here. With the Mavericks and the Grizzlies here in this one. And we do have, let's see here, just some breaking news here coming out right now. Former LSU receiver Kyron Lacey was found dead on Saturday in Houston. Lacey had some legal troubles earlier this season when he was accused of causing a crash that killed a 78-year-old man back on December 17th. He ended up fleeing the scene. So do have here just some news coming in that Kyron Lacey is found dead in Houston today. He was a draft prospect here for sure. He declared for the NFL draft and did not play in LSU's bowl win against the Baylor Bears. So that news just coming in here right now. No other details. Mavericks and Grizzlies here. The Mavericks are getting steamed right now in this game. Now that we are now in the games that have meaning here today. We're going to go over 5 games on the card from these Western Conference games where these games have meaning for where these teams are going to end up. For the Mavericks right now, they are battling here in the West with their final spot on the line here at this point in the play-in tournament. It'll be either Sacramento or Dallas here in the 9 or 10 slot. That is yet to be determined. It'll be either or. No chance for these teams to move up. It's just going to be Sacramento or Dallas. Now, Memphis can finish. They could finish 7th. They could finish 8th here. This is kind of the what we're looking at with this crazy finish here right now for Memphis. So they're going to finish either 7th or 8th here right now. And we are getting that steam. Also want to mention there was some steam just came in on Brooklyn in the game against the Knicks today. There was other steam. I don't even think we need to report it. This steam, though, we definitely need to report here with Dallas. They were getting, I want to say, as many as 3 points. Right now, Dallas is the favorite at 1 and 229. Maybe it's still a pick 'em at some spots here, but Dallas has taken the big time action here today for sure. We know the Grizzlies have had big time issues, right? Coming in. I want to see if the injury situation here, maybe we're getting something on this because, Dallas moving to the favorite. And then there's no doubt there's Grizzlies have had big time issues here, just staying afloat, just winning games right now. So where will they finish here right now in this one? So go ahead if you want to make a pick here in this matchup with Dallas now favored here, clearly, at least a pick 'em, but a lot of books have moved to Dallas as a favorite here with Memphis. Say what you will, Memphis is struggling right now and fading down the stretch here. They've had a little winning streak, but now they've lost 2 in a row to Minnesota and Denver here. So Grizzlies are 10-17 against the spread as an underdog. I don't know if they're a true underdog just yet, but I mean they are, but not everywhere. So maybe you could throw that out. But we know how weak this team has been down the stretch. They just haven't been good, and maybe that's what's a part of the move here right now. Because I don't think it's personnel related. I think we know who's in and out of this game, including the big stars of both, basically of both teams coming in. Right. Makes me feel like, man, is AD going to play here? Is Morant not going to play? Because Morant is doubtful here. Davis basically is out for rest. I don't know why you'd think you'd want to play that game at home but again, Sacramento controls in the standings right now in the Western Conference. You do have Sacramento ahead of Dallas. They have the tiebreaker, and they're a 15-point favorite. So Anthony Davis is resting here today. And it does feel like maybe Dallas knows that their fate is sealed a little bit, but still they are taking the move here in this one. Let me see what you got here. I hope I didn't over elaborate on but it ties everything all together too there a little bit, right? Is what it feels like. So this total here is down to 228.5. Oh my goodness. It's even lower than that, right? No, it's 228.5 for the most part here. And I'll go under here in this one. Give me the under. That is way down. That is down, however, pretty much big time, it feels like. All right, your comments coming in here on this one. And Cascade's on the Mavs. Robert's on the Mavs here. A lot of Mavs here. Feels like James Farm says it's over here. He's going over. Thomas is on Memphis here. Redbeard says take the Grizzlies. The Dallas is done for here. And Thomas says neither of these two teams are going to make it. And that's pretty much a fact. So, like I said, and again, I'm keep trying. I should have looked at the numbers and been exact. I think out of the 8 times they played the format, 4 years of this format, right, with both East and West, the number 10 seed has made it 0 times. The number 9 seed has made it twice. The number, I made the balloons go off by doing that. I want to get it right here. The number 8 seed has made it 6 times, and the number 7 seed has made it all 8 times. I think that's what it is. 7-6-2-0. If that makes any sense to you guys. Or wait, 8-6-2-0. That should be 16. 8-6-2-0. Yeah. So they played 16 games in the or 16 4 years, right? Both conferences have it. So, okay, hopefully I understood that. Hopefully you understood that. All right. This one is important as well, as we mentioned, but only the fact that the Sacramento Kings just need to win to get that spot in the postseason here ahead of the Dallas Mavericks. And that's what will happen. You'll have Sacramento as the 9, and they will get to host the home game there over against Dallas. So a little bit tricky here because of the 15-point spread. I just want to, this one does get an official preview, I guess, because of the scenario here. Sacramento does need to win to get that spot. Phoenix has lost 8 of 9 coming in. Phoenix just 2-8 against the spread against Sacramento in their last 10 games overall coming into this one. Phoenix just 1-9 ATS in their last 10 games. Sacramento has actually lost 6 of their last 7 games at home, but they truly have the motivation here maybe to win this game. Still does feel like a pretty high spread. Game is 15 and the total 223 here. I'm going to take the Kings to blow out the Phoenix Suns here. I'm going to lay 15 points with Sacramento in this one. All right, nobody like that. Nobody's doing anything with that game. How about this one with Denver and Houston here? Okay, this one has definitely some fallout here on what could happen in the postseason. This is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. All right, for Denver here, they could finish 4th, they could finish 5th, they could finish 6th, they could even finish 7th here in this one, depending on the result here today. Denver could finish anywhere from 4th to 7th. Now there is a bunch of things. We don't have enough time to go over them all, but Denver is favored by 9 against a Houston team that, well, they are locked in to the number 2 seed. They have nothing really to play for here at all. So can Denver here cover 9 on the road in this spot against a very good team, no doubt. But, and again, there is a scenario where Denver could end up, I guess, finishing in the play-in tournament, and they would be 7th, and that would probably guarantee they're in. And if that were the case, they'd end up playing Houston again in the postseason. But I don't know if that's going to happen. So let's see what you guys have here in this one. I won't beat it up too much here because Denver should win. They're motivated to win. They've got to get as high as they can for sure. It's just a matter of where it shakes down with some of our next games as well. The current standings, Denver is in 4th place, so they're trying to secure that position here in this one, right? Clippers and Nuggets have the same record. I think the Nuggets own the tiebreaker over them, so that's why they could remain 4th, but they could fall to 5th. And again, with all these teams, with even with Minnesota, you've got Nuggets, Clippers, Golden State, Minnesota, and Memphis all jostling for position here. All right. Well, I won't get too crazy here into this one, but I'm going to take the over tonight with Denver and Houston in this one.
Final.
All right. Nothing from you guys here on the NBA. Look, these are important games. There's definitely some motivation here. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they have motivation here to win this game. Now, will they win it by 23 points? Hey, maybe they will. Here, they're favored at 23, and the total here, 233 or so here in this one. Minnesota, they can move up here, obviously, like we said, if somehow the Nuggets lose that game. For Minnesota here, their current situation is they will finish 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. they could even finish 8th if things broke poorly for them. They'd have to lose this game by 20, they'd have to lose this game as a 22-point favorite. So I don't think that's going to happen. And so we won't break it down too much with any trends or anything here. The motivation appears to be clear here for Minnesota. I do think they can probably get this blowout win today. I'll take Minnesota here. Probably wouldn't lay as a premium, but give me Minnesota to blow them out and end the season on a high note against the sorry Jazz here in this one. The Jazz have all those injuries that we've talked about here. I'll just take Minnesota. That's all I can do. Minus 23. We give out picks in every game. James Parham, though, does say take Utah plus those points. I don't mind that. Robert, thank you for your F1 there. And all right, so not much from you guys here in this one. And again, we're just set to go here. In fact, I should be putting that on right now. Just set to go here right now in the Bahrain Grand Prix. So I want to put this on, you guys, while I'm sitting here. I also want some Masters on. Show's almost over, by the way. There's only a few more previews. Hockey 5 games we're going to preview out of the big 9-game card because those are the ones that have the spots to play for. Okay, you guys. One more here in the I'll just touch on real quick. Thunder and Pelicans here. It's 12 and 232 right now. We're not going to bother updating it too much here, but the Thunder obviously have clinched the number 1 seed in the overall playoffs. So they're in action here today. Another game that, believe it or not, has no bearing on the postseason here. That's something to consider because the Blazers have played so well. They can really end the season on a high note. They're actually up to a 6-point favorite here against the Lakers. We'll see if the Lakers end up running out there today, but the Lakers they're in the 3rd slot. They're not going anywhere. Nothing. They can't improve. So maybe, just maybe, right? You think about this one, and it might be a situation where the Blazers maybe could get a blowout win here over the Lakers today. Lakers may be resting players and stuff like that. Lakers, number 3 seed, no doubt about it. Their position is sealed. There is one game of major importance here between the Clippers and the Warriors today. The Clippers can finish 4th, 5th. It's funny. They can finish 4th, 5th, or 7th. They can't finish 6th. They said, you can't finish 6th. Let me get the Grand Prix. We won't let you. But Clippers, nonetheless, a little bit to play for. Like we said, we just saw, in fact, the steam came in here on Golden State. As this shakes down, the Clippers may just end up being resigned. Now, the games are being played at the same time. But given the scenarios with the teams in front of the Clippers here in 5th, if the Nuggets do get that win here, and the Clippers, look, they definitely have something to play for here. This is a significant game with both teams jostling. The Warriors can finish 6th. They can finish 7 in this one. So that's where it kind of fits. And like you said, 7's okay, but you do have to play the play-in there. So we'll see. The steam came in on the Warriors, but the Clippers have dominated the Warriors. They've covered 5 straight meetings against the Warriors here. And look, they have a little bit of motivation. They can avoid the play-in tournament. So this one might be you know what? This is probably the most important game of the day, really, for the 2 teams that have the out of the teams that are jostling around, right? The 2 best teams, it feels like, they were playing each other. I guess that's about all I can say about it. Giants and the Yankees are taking steam to the over here right now. I just want to mention that. I said go over in the game between the Giants and the Yankees, and the total is moving higher here. We might start to see some 8s here in this one. All right, total here in this game is up to 220.5. In fact, the Warriors are up to a 4-point favorite here. And again, like I said, Now, maybe a little bit has to do with, like I said, the Clippers, they could still lose and still fall into an okay position, it feels like. Let me look at it exactly. But like I said, to me, the dominance of the Clippers in this series a little bit. All right, let me go to the chat here. This is the best game of the games. The Redbeard's got Chase Elliott in NASCAR. Terrell says Steph's hand is messed up, right? I mean, um, look, we've seen Steph before, with an issue like that and do well. It's a thumb injury, so it does feel. Clippers, Patty Mills out, Batum out, Amir Coffey is out as well. Terrell here's got a prop. Cash Kane, Clippers. Thank you everyone for great contributions in the basketball. I'm going to make my call here on the total. Great contributions here for the basketball season. I really appreciate every day you guys here with me helping make picks here this season, and really, really appreciate it. Great regular season, but hey, we're starting over now, baby. We're starting over here. Anyways, in this one, I've got the under in the Clippers and the Warriors today. 3:40 Eastern, 12:40 Pacific for the Western Conference, 1:10 Eastern, 10:10 Eastern for the Eastern Conference. Eastern Conference doesn't matter. Western Conference, 5 games that matter. We just talked about it. All right. Robert likes the Clippers here. Okay, I hope we did a good job there on breaking it down. There's a little bit to talk about on the hockey card as well. We're not going to go over every game, but we will show the game, show the lines here maybe a little bit, because some of these teams are in the postseason, such as the Senators. The Senators are locked in to a wild card. They will play the top team in the Eastern Conference here, so they await their fate. They are favored in this one, pretty big still over Philly, but they have no true motivation here. Ottawa's locked into their slot. They're still 240 here, 5.5 over 20. But they are clearly here locked in to that number 1 wild card slot. No matter what happens here. Remember, the season isn't over in hockey. There's still 2 or 3 games to play for most of the teams. But a lot of these teams, their fate is sealed right now in the postseason. So we're not going to go too in-depth into it or make any picks. The same is true here for the New Jersey Devils. They're playing the Islanders today. The New Jersey Devils will play the Carolina Hurricanes in the first round of the playoffs. Carolina, the number 2 seed from the Metro. New Jersey, the number 3 seed from the Metro. Carolina has the home ice advantage. Today, New Jersey's $1.90, 5.5 over 20 in this one. But New Jersey, they know what they're doing. They don't have to worry about anything here, but go out and try not to get hurt here. So New Jersey in the playoffs. Boston and Pittsburgh, both those teams missed the playoffs, of course. Here's a game with meaning. Toronto and Carolina. Now, Carolina's Panthers. Jesus. Hurricanes, you guys. Too many teams playing, too many sports. Right? Carolina Hurricanes are, we just said, the number 2 in the Metro, so they do not have motivation here really in this game. There's still $1.85, $1.95 here against Toronto. However, Toronto is the team here with motivation at this point. Toronto is in first place ahead of Tampa Bay. It hasn't been clinched just yet. They've clinched the playoffs, but they have a little bit of motivation here to, they got to try to keep themselves ahead of the Lightning. But the steam came in on Carolina here in this game. I don't know. It seems like Toronto, I like teams with a little bit of true motivation here, especially Toronto, where things have been a little bit not perfect here, it feels like, down the stretch. both teams with good records. Toronto's actually played a little better than the Hurricanes coming in. Hurricanes did win their last game against the Rangers, but Toronto here beat Montreal, beat Tampa, two playoff-bound teams. They lost to Florida in that tough game, but remember, that was revenge. They've also beat Columbus, a team that's also trying to get to the postseason. So see what you have here. This is a good one. And like I said, Toronto has the motivation, and the Carolina Hurricanes, they're stuck. They're done. They know their fate. They're not done, but all right. So let me see what you have here in this one. If anything, I know you guys are a little bit gun shy there in the chat with, still a little sketchy. Toronto's only minus $1.60 on the puck line. I think I kind of want to take. I'm going to take him on the puck line, but I could take him on the money line a little bit here. Like I said, they have the motivation here. They did win back in February 6-3 to snap Carolina's winning streak against them. Give me Toronto here in this one. Lego World like the Flyers back there. It's going to be a great day of baseball, Masters. Don't sleep on those Western Conference playoffs. Robert likes the under here. All right, here's another one with playoff ramifications with Buffalo and the Lightning. Buffalo's done. We know that. The Buffalo actually took the steam here. You can get the Lightning here with Vasilevsky a little bit of a discount right now. Down to still 275 or 265, I guess. But nonetheless, maybe a little bit of a discount here in this one with the Sabres and the Lightning right now. So the Lightning, we just said what the Lightning is playing for. And again, this isn't the final game, so maybe that doesn't put total pressure on, or maybe it could take it a little bit easier. But the Lightning are trying to keep pace and also stay ahead of Florida. They're both on 98 points right now in the Atlantic Division. So we don't really know what's going to happen with these three teams currently in the Atlantic. But if it holds, obviously here it would be Toronto against Ottawa. And then Tampa and Florida, whoever comes out of this, right, will have the home ice. And right now they are tied, but Tampa Bay does have a game in hand, and they're a pretty big favorite here. So they should be able to get it done, I would think, today with true motivation here. Buffalo's played great. Reimer's been off the hook. We know off the hook, off the chain. He's been really good, no doubt about it. So Tampa Bay has that motivation. Maybe Buffalo comes to play. Spoiler a little bit here today with this one. And I'll look at the chat here. Maybe you guys have something here. Sabres here. Okay. And let's see. Oh, let me look at the goalies here, though. You guys might say maybe I don't have it right, or maybe there have been some goalie announcements here. I'll look at real quick, at least just these games that mean something. And then we'll get out of here. Enjoy the sports betting day. It's going to be a great sports betting day. All right. Wohl is in there for Toronto. And, maybe Johansson here for likely my man Jonas Johansson here for the Lightning. Reimer definitely in for Buffalo here today. And, Reimer's been good. Skinner for the Oilers today. We'll talk about these other games here in just a moment. Cash Kane here with a little bit as well. So Buffalo's played pretty darn good. I don't think they mind playing spoiler here. In Tampa, I don't know. Tampa feels a little bit flaky in a way here of late, right? Been losing several games. Buffalo was playing well. Yeah, they lost 2 in a row here coming into Florida and CBJ, but they're both 1-goal games. I got to take Buffalo on the puck line here. They're going out with a little bit of a flourish. Feels like they're playing pretty well. They'll take their role pretty importantly here, and this line's probably a little bit too jacked up now. Everyone kind of talking about the fact that, Tampa Bay here got with a little bit to play for, but too high on the line, I would think. All right, Blue Jackets and Washington. Now here for sure, Washington, with the fact that they are currently number one in the Metro, their fate is sealed, and Columbus right now is desperate for this win here. They're the ones on the last gasp. I guess the Red Wings are too, but this is the last gasp here for right now with Columbus. And hey, they played pretty well here, and it feels like Washington is kind of the team that is kind of taking it off here a little bit. Columbus is hot. They've won 3 in a row. We saw them light up the Capitals and that young goaltender last night. So can Washington really say, hey, let's turn it around here? And I don't know if they can. I think the Blue Jackets are playing well enough here, maybe to win one more here to try to catch. I don't know if they will catch the Canadians, but the Capitals looked so bad yesterday. Yeah, they were on the road. That poor kid was giving up goals left and right. It felt like a rent-a-goalie out there almost. They would score, and then they were celebrating, and I was like, was that the last goal, or did they score again? When they kept scoring those goals. Caps do not care. Take the Blue Jackets, and that's what I'll do. I'm taking the Blue Jackets to win here. In fact, this one might be one of those 7-6 games or something like that. We'll say 6-5, but it could be one of those games. It feels like Capitals score, Blue Jackets come back and score. Maybe the last, crazy game. That's what I'll say. Oilers and Jets here in this one. Again, big time meaning here for the Oilers. The Jets have clinched the number 1 seed in the Central. So the Central's all done. It's Winnipeg, Dallas, and Colorado. That's it. So we're trying to shake it down here right now with what is going to happen in the Pacific Division. Vegas is on top. Kings are second. But it's really between the Kings and the Oilers and what is going to happen here between these two teams. The Kings and the Oilers are like, they're going to play each other. It's just a matter of, can the Oilers pass the Kings here? It doesn't feel like they will. They're a big underdog to Winnipeg here. But again, Winnipeg's fate is sealed. Now, all of a sudden, again, the Oilers are having a few injuries here. They got a bunch of guys kind of out here. But Zach Hyman is out. Nugent Hopkins, he's questionable. Nugent Hopkins questionable. Draisaitl questionable. Ekholm, he's out. That's a big news here a little bit. So does feel like the Oilers are maybe resigned to their fate a little bit, and I think that's why you're seeing Winnipeg as such a big favorite, and that maybe Edmonton still needs a little bit more rest. Still a big price here. In fact, the price on the screen is wrong. Or no, the Oilers are actually the favorite here now. Maybe because of their motivation, and the Jets maybe can mail it in here a little bit as well. But it feels like the Oilers are mailing it in a little bit. Yes, they have a right to be motivated to try to pass the Kings, but will they really? I'm going to take Winnipeg here in this one. I think both teams are kind of passing. It's still an important game, a meaningful game, but All right, here's one more meaningful game tonight. It's between the Sharks. Let me get this right. Let me find it here. I think I screwed it up. Yeah, I screwed it up just a little bit here. Sharks with Georgiev going up against the Flames and Wolf. Flames, about a $3 favorite here in this one. The total feels like about 6 under 15 or so in this one. There we go. Had it. So in this one, look, you have a situation here where the Flames definitely are still trying to maneuver here a little bit into the postseason if they can. They've been hot. They have true motivation here. They're trying to chase down St. Louis, and maybe they can get there. Doesn't feel like it, but Again, big favorite here for Calgary, and the total is maybe dipped actually to 5.5. But the Sharks have been dismal. You got to take the Flames here on the puck line in this one. I'm taking them. Give me the Flames to blow them out. Flames have true motivation here, trying to get to the postseason. They'll probably end up short, but they played pretty okay here down the stretch. Win over Minnesota. They just beat San Jose on the road 3-2 back a week ago or so ago. So I'm going to take the Flames here in this one on the puck line. A little bit of a number here, certainly at -1.5, -125 or so, but it feels manageable. Cash Kane says Flames all day. Kelly's got us covered here with some props on some guys ready to strike. Remember, the great thing about these playing the goal scoring props and everything on these, they try to set up the players sometimes in these a little bit. So, that's what happens a little bit. Lego World says over in some of these games, no defense. I got burned the other day, right? A little bit. After they had all those overs and I tried to go over and they went under. All right, and then one other game tonight with nothing to play for here. Avalanche taking on the Ducks. We know that the Avalanche are locked in right now to the number 3 spot. They will play Dallas. Dallas has the home ice here. That's one of the 2 series that have been determined. Avalanche are in here into the postseason, so they'll take on the Ducks. That's going to do it for the morning steam. Thank you, everybody. We'll do the drawing here right now. Thank you, everybody, for a great basketball regular season helping me out here. And we already had a pick come in here on the Michigan Panthers here today against the San Antonio Brahmas here. So, hey, let's see if we can't win with the Panthers. I'll ride with the chat, I think, a little bit here in this one. Total here, 34.5. We're in the UFL here today with the Panthers taking on the Brahmas. There's a little bit of Major League Soccer, 3 games on tap, but feels like it's all about the Masters here today. Ooh, some steam here late on a game. Islanders and New Jersey, steam to the over here in this one. Looks like we're going to crawl up to 6 under or so here right now with some late-breaking steam to the over in the game between the Devils and the Islanders today. All right. And I'm going to give out some plays here. I like college. I'm sorry. Let me run down this UFL here with Michigan. Oh, you know what? Look, there have been a lot of unders this year. This is one game. I'm going to try an over here in this one with San Antonio and Michigan. Later, Defenders taking on the Battlehawks, and I'm trying to get together a premium here. Maybe I'll put it on the VIP if it comes through, but I'm working on this. Might have a little something in this game. Here's our plays here. Nate says he likes the Red Sox to smash in their game today against the White Sox with Garrett Crochet. All right. And let's get in some college baseball today. I do have some plays here. I like the Texas. Let me make sure I get these right. Texas Longhorns -1.5 over Kentucky today. I also like the Georgia Bulldogs in their matchup today. I like Georgia over Arkansas in SEC action. And I think I got one more. Maybe I think we get 3 out there right here. We're seeing some time changes. I don't want to, because we had, and I don't want to see any if there's some shortened double headers or something. I think I got one more for you here. Let's do the drawing, but I wanted to try to get some college baseball out there. I might even have a little package too, but we'll see here. But let's do the drawing here. Guys, Don't forget, you can go over to winnable.com and get more plays from me here today over at winnable.com. Please consider supporting me here on the channel. This is how you do it. This is how I get supported on the channel with your subscription. So appreciate that, everybody. 35 of you have commented here today. Let's do the consensus parlay drawing. And Thomas has got our matchups here. We've got Toronto, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Detroit, Philadelphia, run line, and my Padres here. Remember, I'm taking the Padres on the run line, but you guys have them on the money line. Try to hit our consensus parlay. Let's roll with it. Gerald, Joe, Kush, Nate, Nuke, Lego World, Damon, Joe, Terrell, Redbeard, Fernando, Robert, McCormick, and Trevor Davis. I think it's worthy. Trevor Davis, very appropriate winner here today. Maybe he'll hit the 6-teamer here. I don't think we've hit a 6-teamer yet. The most, other than owing Justin a lifetime subscription, I think the most we paid out was $60, right? On was it 40? 40, I think it was. Was it a Ford? Oh, I'm trying to remember now. All right, that's going to do it for the morning steam. One more baseball, right? We wanted to put in one more baseball. Let me take this off here and blow me back up. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show. We'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, with Morning Steam here. Also, I want you to take, let me see what the line is here real quick. One more in college baseball. And I just want to make sure the line, because that's the most important thing. Did I give out on the price on Texas? -1.5 at -110 over UK. I like Georgia in their matchup, plus $1.40 against Arkansas. You know what? I'm going to take Georgia on the run line at -$1.10 or so instead. Give me Georgia on the run line. Hope that's okay with everybody. And I'm also going to take that might be it. Yeah, that's going to do it. Give me a 2-teamer. That's it for the morning steam. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for a great show, great basketball season as well. And for the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long. See you tomorrow.
That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.